Space, the final frontier. This is a review show for Star Trek The Next Generation. Its continuing mission to explore interesting plot points, to seek out goofs and continuity errors, to boldly go where no other TNG review show has gone before. It's Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock. It's the TNG review show. Good evening, everyone. It's Wednesday, and we're here to talk about Star Trek The Next Generation with my co-hosts, Mazin with Bob.
Hello.
Lieutenant Tubbykins Turner. Hello, Tubby. And
Hello.
the aliens, that is Chief Sean. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're well. And of course, me, Montalban, your host this evening. I hope you're all well on this Wednesday evening.
Yes, indeed.
How's your week going, Mazima Bub?
It's going quite well because I'm off work for the next 2 days, nice long weekend, so yay!
Oh, very
I can
nice.
drink as much wine as I like without having to worry about work tomorrow.
Woohoo! Oh, this could get messy then.
A little bit.
And Tubbykins Turner, how are you this week?
Doing good. A lot of farming.
Doing a lot of farming.
Intense Viking border disputes.
Oh, crumbs.
Ooh.
Sowing your seeds.
Oh, some of them.
Yeah. I was going to say sowing your oats, but that's not right.
I am planting oats.
Oh, you are sowing your oats. Okay, that's good to know. Chief Sean, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. The house hunt continues. I saw a lovely house and realized it was too good to be true in terms of the price they wanted for it. And then I realized what part of town it was in and went, oh, yes, that's the part of town. That's the one part of town that you don't live in. So I was like, all right, well, we move on.
Oh!
What's it they say? Location, location, location.
Yeah.
Well, you would have interesting neighbors that would be well known,
Oh.
not just in Ireland. You would find them in other places as well.
Ah. Do they have the surname Hooligan?
No, generally like Connors or Ward or
Yeah.
those kind of names. Joyce.
Right.
You've been Namus.
Namus, yeah. I
A little bit.
I will say you've you seem to have a fridge in the Cerritos.
Yeah, it's an
bay
upgrade.
there.
Or I may have just pushed that
There you go.
back. There we go.
We got to see
Magic fridge.
We got to see your lovely blue shorts with your uniform a minute ago. It was a
That
sight
don't
to
normally
behold.
appear in Sean. You got some in magic fridge.
Yeah.
I saw a magic tractor. Did I tell you the other day, Tavi? I saw a magic tractor turned into a field.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And
Hold
we're
on for a
off.
second. Let me get these bingo calls out.
Well, we went to click on our bingo cards and it says
It's expired.
bingo cards have expired. Please contact
Yeah,
game
that's what I'm-
organizer to reactivate cards.
Yeah, I'm having to reactivate them.
Oh, so
Alright.
they will work again then. You're not having to pay for that, are you?
I do.
Oh.
I thought it was a one-off payment, not like monthly.
That's what they. Well, apparently, it's a one-off for. I'm not understanding it, to be honest, completely,
Well, don't
because I paid for these cards. But I think if I don't, I could reactivate the cards that you all have now, or you guys have to
right.
go get new cards. And I think it's just easier if everyone just keeps the card that they have instead of constantly having to redo it.
Whatever's cheaper.
I'll leave it with you, but don't go spending money. That's the
Yeah.
ticket there. Good evening to everyone in live chat. We got Dave Pratt's back with us this evening. Good evening to you, sir. I hope you're well. Sean, oh no, that's you. I've talked to you. And Stu Plum. The beard, Mr. Tarrykins, he is in. I hope you're well on your travels wherever you are in Scandinavia.
I'm doing good.
Oh, he's home. He's not in his truck somewhere.
He's not away in his lorry.
No.
Today is Norwegian Independence Day, so
Ah,
Oh, congratulations, Norway. So yeah.
Do you have a Queen's Day or a King's Day or anything like that over there?
no.
Okay.
I don't know. I think they do have a day that's for the king and the queen, but
We do.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know about that day. And I
The
don't care.
Netherlands have one, and it's an absolute free for all. Everyone just goes to the park and just brings cans, and apparently it's a big mess.
Oh.
We should do that.
It's
That
Yeah.
sounds like something.
Oh,
we
you
would do.
you go to the Netherlands for King's Day, you're gonna have a very good time. You just sit in the park with cans all day.
Well, there you go.
Oh.
way to do it.
That is
More of the trees.
that is the way.
Oh.
That is the way. But this is the way. We're talking about Star Trek: The Next Generation, and we're into season 5, episode 21, The Perfect Mate. Production number 40275-221, and it was first aired in the US on the 27th of April, 1992. It was the 120th TNG episode to be both produced and released, and the teleplay was by Gary Paconti, whose real name was Reuben Aaron Leader. His only one writing credit for TNG was this episode. Though he was a writer on a whole load of 80s shows like The Fall Guy and Magnum PI and things like that. He did the teleplay with Michael Piller, which is his 12th of 14 writing credits. So we're near the end of Michael Piller's run. But it was original story by Rene Echeverria and Gary Paconte. So it was Rene's 4th of 18. So we're getting into the Rene Echeverria stint of TNG. It was directed by Cliff Bowl. We've talked about many times of Bolian fame. And it was his 18th of 25. So, yeah. Is there anything about these writing credits, director credits, or anything like that, Maz, that I may have missed?
Not not specifically, no.
Marvellous.
Yeah, I think you got it all covered.
I covered it. All right, I will just share the screen to bring up the first picture. I've got some new sound effects this evening. Do you want to hear my new sound effects, Tavi? Okay, here you go. Here's the first one.
Oh my.
Yes.
He's going to use that every time you say something saucy.
Oh my.
Yeah. And I've got another one. Here's the other one.
Evening, G-Star.
Nice.
Nice. Anyway, there we go.
Oh my.
Evening, G-Star. I hope you're well, sir. We will plug your video later on, and we'll plug the Facebook page for Dave later on. We'll do lots of plugging, guys. Don't worry. We'll do lots of plugging.
Yeah. And where are Wookie and Ruth tonight? Maybe they'll join later.
Yeah. It's quiet in chat world at the moment. But I'm sure we'll see people as they come by later on. So here's your first picture, a classic D pic to start the episode off.
Oh, nice fat one.
A nice fat D.
Nice fat D.
Yeah, that's right. It's we start with the traditional captain's log this week, where we learn that in an effort to bring an end to their centuries-long war, Krios and Vault Minor have agreed a ceremony of reconciliation to be held aboard the ship at a point midway between their two systems. Picard's meeting with the ambassador, Brian, in his ready room and has apologised for his lateness, but the Enterprise had to pick up some stranded miners. Miners as in mining, not
people that are underage.
No, they don't go around picking up miners. But yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, oh my, yeah. There you go. Sorry. There you go.
Oh my.
Yes.
Nice.
There's going to be a new Storytime episode on the channel tomorrow at 7, which is good news.
As well.
Yes, our new subscribers
Has been
will be
busy with the
happy.
content.
He has, hasn't he? He's been churning them out.
Yeah.
Yep. So the ambassador wants to check the cargo requirements has been met. Here's to the ambassador Brian here. But what have we seen him in before? What is he famously in? Anybody recognise him from anything? Maria knows because she's done research.
I'm not sure I do.
You don't?
No,
Stuplum will know.
Michael Schneider and Max Grid
I know.
and Famke Janssen, but not him.
Tim O'Connor is his name.
Good cork name, all right.
Yeah, O'Connor. Yeah. Not Tom O'Connor, Tim O'Connor.
Tell you, I'll look it up.
Hey, no, don't go looking it up. I thought Stu Plum might recognise him because I know Stu Plum used to be a massive fan of this show. But he was Dr. Elias in Buck Rogers.
Oh.
Yeah, he's one of the main characters in Buck Rogers. Twiggy, Twiggy, Twiggy. Yep. So, anyway.
Oh, okay. I was thinking he looked like Twilight Zone, and he was only in an episode. I thought he was the narrator when I saw a photo of him, but maybe I just remember the one he was in. Who knows?
He's one of those guys that's been in like one episode of TJ Hooker, Miami Vice,
MASH, Knight Rider, A-Team.
All of them, all of things. Dynasty, Dallas,
Naked Gun 2.5. I love the Naked Gun films. I didn't recognize him at all, but anyway.
Yeah, he's a character actor. He's been in like hundreds of things.
Nice.
But he was probably most famous for Buck Rogers. So yes, the ambassador is extremely concerned that his cargo should be completely off limits. Absolutely off limits to everyone, which leads Picard to question exactly what are they carrying? Like, is it dangerous? But But before you can get a real answer, Riker chimes in and informs them that they have a distress call from a Ferengi shuttle. On the bridge.
Ah.
Go on.
Actually, this has nothing to do with anything, but it just popped into my head. I said O'Connor was a Cork name. There used to be two brothers who played for Cork, and they were twins. One was called Ben, and one was called Jerry. Nothing to do with anything. Sorry, please continue.
Did they invent an ice cream?
No, they're just called Ben. The mother just called them Ben and Jerry. There you go.
There
Ben
you
and
go.
Jerry O'Connor. There's also a guy called The Rock, and when his brother started playing, they called him Pebbles. Good times.
Oh my gosh.
So, Indate informs us that Ferengi warp core is unstable and that there are 2 Ferengi aboard. Riker signals a transporter room to prepare to beam them out. An explosion occurs, and Picard orders energize, and the Ferengi is saved. Riker orders Worf to go and escort them to their quarters, but make sure it's nowhere near his own. Oh, hi, Andrew. I hope you're well, sir. Worf picks them up from the transporter room and shows them to the quarters, and they have trouble getting through the door. They all try to get through the door in one,
The Three Stooges, yeah.
Yeah, the Three Stooges. I'm surprised the sort of cardboard walls can handle it, to be honest.
Just do us a favour there, Monty. You could just click the little X at the bottom there where you have the download. It's just annoying me.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I didn't
perfect.
realize
Thank you.
it was there.
Just as soon as I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. Sorry, continue.
It's because I just downloaded
Oh
my...
my.
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
Nice.
At Maz's request, just before we went live.
Oh, no, well worth it.
Yeah. Good shout, though. I didn't even notice it. Yeah. Yes, they kind of fumble their way into the room, and they ask Worf to extend an invitation to the captain to dine with them this evening, but Worf declines on the captain's behalf. Once Worf leaves them, the Ferengi seem really pleased with themselves, telling each other that this was too easy. And that was the end of the teaser. And do we recognise one of the Ferengi?
Of course we do.
This one over here.
Mac Rodenchick. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name.
I don't know.
Rom.
All right.
Rom.
Okay.
It's Rom, Dave. Dave got it. It's Rom. I like the way actually looking. Was that a question?
A little bit, but anyway.
I'll tell you what. Let's have question time, shall we, Sean? Before we say anything else. Before I
Little
stick
bit,
my
okay.
foot.
Which actor playing Ferengi later on went on to play a Ferengi in Deep Space Nine? A. Max Grodenchik, B. Armin Shimmerman, C. Sean Wallace, D. Aaron Eisenberg, and E. Sean Wallace again, because apparently I can't count.
Wow, is it Sean Wallace? No, it isn't. Don't put that.
Ooh,
Inconceivable!
your question is set up in a way that 2 of those answers could be correct.
Well,
What are the actors from this Ferengi from this episode?
All right.
In the series regular in Deep Space Nine.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll learn, Sean, that when you're devising these questions, you have to think about this.
Yeah, I have to be more specific. Sorry. Okay, I meant this episode. Yeah.
I was quite out like that early on, but I got very tight with my my use of language.
Because it's not like we're like sci-fi geeks and we're really particular about these things.
It's not like we're pedantic sci-fi geeks. No, nothing.
Yeah. Well, the other actor. Well, I don't want to mention it because there might be a question on that as well. The other actors in Star Trek as well in other places, but less importantly. Okay, I think we can agree that everyone's going to get that one right. I'll go to the bonus question.
Everyone loves Ferengis and hates them.
Whoopi Goldberg witnesses this actor's death and has to go into hiding in what film? It was around this time, actually. Or it might have been a year or two later.
Say again?
So,
I see
the actor on the right there, he plays a character who... no, it was the same year, funnily enough.
I know.
He He plays a character who gets shot in a film, and Whoopi sees it happen, and she has to go into hiding. So I just need the name of the film.
I think I know.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
No, I know.
Yeah, and as I said, same year.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Wait,
Sorry, go on.
Can you answer something for me? Is me chewing on these potato chips really loud? Because I've been muting myself because
No, we're okay, I think.
it's
I'm
not
not getting too
loud.
much. No, it's all right.
Yeah.
Has the right
Sorry.
Andrew, to answer your question, has the Ferengi Alliance ever been involved in the war? No, they always just negotiate. They're expert negotiators. They negotiate their way out of everything.
Yeah.
Quark says as much in several times in Deep Space Nine. He said, "We just would have negotiated and hammered out a peace agreement." Although the Ferengi do have two conflicting rules of acquisition. One is peace is good for business, and one is war is good for business. But I think it's more.
Excuse me. Something has happened in chat.
What's happened? Oh, great. Okay. Sorry. I'm ready.
Panko!
Very
There
good.
we go.
I'm done now.
Done. You done? That's good. Yes, you. Yeah, we talk a little bit about those rules of acquisition later on. There's also another rule of acquisition that's relevant to this situation as well. That you're talking about war.
Yeah, they
is-
kind of touch on it, but they don't. The idea of rules acquisition aren't invented yet, so it's not quite said right.
when the shooting starts, let the mercenaries handle it. Rule of acquisition 431. So,
Is that's similar to let the Wookiee win, is it?
Yeah. Well, it's like they don't go to war if they have an issue with someone, they let mercenaries handle it for them. You know, that's what Latinum buys you. But yes.
So, Panko, if you just answer A in Sister Act really quickly, you'll catch up pretty damn fast because we haven't quite closed the voting there.
Oh, that reminds me. I got to find my. I never do this in time, do I? Where's my spinny wheel?
Actually, I just realised I don't have it. It's up here somewhere.
So I know we talked a bit about one of the actors that went on to play another Ferengi in Deep Space Nine, but also Michael Snyder, Qual, like the other Ferengi, played a communications officer in The Voyage Home, crewman Dax in Star Trek 60 Undiscovered Country, and Morta in Rascals.
Yeah.
So yeah,
If the
been in a few
shoe
other
fits, and he drops the boot on the floor, and they pan down, and he's got these like complicated webbed feet arrangement thing going on, Crewman Dax.
Well, I love how there's that classic TOS running joke where Chekhov always claims everything that was ever invented was Russian. You know, oh, whiskey that was invented by an old lady in Leningrad, etc. But he goes, perhaps he heard of the Russian epic Cinderella. So for once, he actually says it, and it's actually something Russian. So I quite like that scene for that reason.
Yeah. It's quite. There's threads here, isn't there? Because that guy played a Dax in Star Trek 6.
Yeah.
And the main guest character in this was touted to play Dax in Deep Space Nine, but turned the role down. But her makeup that she's wearing in this ended up becoming the Dax Trill makeup, even though she's not a Trill here.
Yep.
So it's
pretty much
like
wheels within wheels. Yeah.
Yes, cross-threading of ideas there.
But that's just about my only 3 bits of trivia for this week now.
We've just gone through it. We've blown the trivia drawer open.
Yeah, I was saying to Monty Brown before the show that like trivia and goofs on this episode is a bit scant this week. So yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, very much so.
That's
Okay,
all right.
well,
I'm only joking anyway. Like, don't worry. Have at it.
Well, we've 7 people on the wheel.
Okay, read those names out. Who have we got?
I only have 5.
Dave, Mazza, Andrew, Tavi, Stu, Mr. Tavi, and yourself.
Stu, and
I think
Mr.
Andrew's filling in for Wookiee with his sass today.
Mr. Tubby.
Yeah, I don't have Dave or Stu Plum answering the bonus question.
Okay,
Releasing messages.
live. You have to hit live chat, maybe.
Oh yeah, I just did, and I went back and checked, but I've still only got
I didn't have
Montalban,
live
Tabby,
chat
me,
on either.
Mr. Tabby, and Andrew.
I don't know. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at the first question. Like I'm a dope. Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
Oh, so
Mon-
sorry.
Monty, Monty,
Not Mr.
Tavi,
Tavi.
Mazza, Mr. Tavi. Yeah, that's it.
Monty.
Another
Damn it.
question. Do you guys hear my munchkins in the background?
no.
Okay.
And also, Andrew, he said brother perform instead of sister act, but obviously he knew the answer.
Oh, who said brother?
Brother perform, Andrew.
Oh, Andrew. So he got it as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. We got the names on the wheel. Let's spin that wheel.
I can't see the wheel.
Oh, you can't see the wheel.
I cannot see the wheel. Ah, Andrew won. I can see the wheel now.
Hey. Hello, Andrew.
Early lead for the Andrew.
Yep, early lead. Well done.
Also, while you have that display, can you just look Max Grodenchik Sister Act just for a second?
Sorry, what?
Max Grodenchik Sister Act. Just do. You don't have to if you don't want to.
I
Just to see.
can. Hang on. Max.
Grodenchik.
Max Grodenchik. Sister Act. Images. Oh my god. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, he was in a couple of things. He was in Apollo 11 or Apollo 13, should I say, and a few other roles. It's hard to recognize him when
it's not a good picture.
without the Ferengi makeup on, because you're so used to seeing with it on.
Yeah,
Yeah, there he
in
is.
Sister Act.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
He doesn't look anything like Nog at all with the makeup on, but yeah, he does. It's
He
weird.
still does. And I think it's interesting, actually, looking at Nog. Not
Rom.
Nog, Rom.
I mean, Nog. He should look like Nog because it's his son, but
But Rom, it's interesting looking at Rom and looking at how he's this Ferengi in this episode, and he also plays another Ferengi in the Captain's Holiday. Which ironically is another sort of Captain Picard love story kind of episode.
Yeah.
For some reason, Captain love stories and Ferengi kind of go hand in hand, and with Rom. But if you look at these two characters and Rom, he's got the same like teeth with the like sticking sideways tooth and the same ears. Like he literally looks exactly the same. Not just like a similar Ferengi, he's like literally exactly the same. Same
Yeah,
teeth,
well,
everything.
they have molds, particularly for the teeth. They're molded to your real teeth, like a gum shield. So it makes sense to use the same ones. Actually, I remember seeing in the DS9 documentary that Pork was told he wasn't allowed to take his own teeth home. And he's like, I don't know why, but they couldn't use them for anything else. Actually, I just realized I mixed up Red Dwarf and Star Trek. It wasn't him that said that. It was the episode in Red Dwarf where they all had Dwayne Dibley teeth and they weren't allowed to take them home and they couldn't use them for anything else. Never mind, that's not a real fact.
But you did mention Red Dwarf, so there's a Red Dwarf reference.
Yeah. Tavi's on her buttons.
Let me type. Jesus.
It's cold outside. There's no kind of atmosphere.
Before we get on with Act 1, just to say, everybody got their blood wine this evening. Mine
Yes.
There's
I have a
There's another
Barossa
one.
Shiraz.
mine's been donated
2019.
by Mazin McBob. It's a Zinfandel. So
Nice.
it's a Mazin McBob wine. And also, if you haven't, please remember to smash the like button. I remember to say it. Well, I can't believe it.
Did I do that already?
It was always
I
going to
did do
happen
that
one day,
already.
but I remembered. I remembered to say. So yes, please remember to hit the like button if you can. Thank you very much. Dave's a good boy, and he's on the H2O. So, well done, Dave.
Gatorade.
Okay, so Act 1, onwards and upwards.
Oh, what is Sean drinking?
Yeah, I'm on a
Blood wine.
Noir peanuts.
Peanut noir. Yeah. Okay, so
Black peanuts, that's it.
Picard and LaForge take Brian down to the holodeck to review the preparations for the ceremony. Why is it not loading? Load.
Like
There we go. There it is. In the holodeck, they've replicated the Temple of Akadar. Brian is impressed and explains how this temple has been the site of their people's split because two brothers love the same woman, but it'll be this temple that reunites the people again.
Which in no way looks anything like the mud bath in last week's episode.
Yes, I mean the central bit here is where the mud bath was.
They just popped a few steps on it and left it. It changed the light piece.
It's quite different, to be fair. It is quite.
Well, it's not that in terms of construct. It looks quite different, but like they just built a few steps over it. They hung a curtain behind it and they changed the light piece and they repainted it. So you could do that in a day, 2 or 3 people. So I wouldn't know, only I looked it up, but it is a good redress. But yeah, it's actually last week's set. They never took it down. It's brilliant.
As they exit, they get accosted by the not Rom Ferengi, who's looking to talk to the ambassador about trade agreements now that the ambassador has established peace treaty. Remembering rule of acquisition 35, as Sean mentioned earlier, peace is good for business unless you're an arms dealer. In which case, rule acquisition number 34 applies.
He laughs.
Yeah.
He laughs so hard. He laughs so hard in his own joke.
You see the way there's a chunk missing out of his ear. I wonder, does that mean he's neutered?
I don't know.
Like they do with cats.
I'm wondering if it was damaged since Captain's holiday and they just thought, actually, that works.
Yeah. Could do.
In the turbo
it looks
lift,
like Picard's looking at the camera in this shot.
it does, doesn't it? The Frankie's going on, and Picard's just like looking at the camera, thinking, "Shoot me."
Actually, we didn't mention it, but there's a great transition where they go into that set.
So yeah,
there's a great transition where they go into the set and they open the doors of the holodeck and they walk in, and that whole room is there. And how they achieved it is they brought a false wall into the set, then they walk through the door of the false wall, and then when they cut back to the corridor. So there was some nice camera trickery there.
Yeah,
nice bit of stagecraft.
Yeah, that is true. In a turbo lift, Picard complains to
that's where Geordie leads the Ferengi off, right, and says, "Come on, let's go look at the dolphins."
Yes, on deck 7. Yeah,
and that's the only sort of canon reference to these aquatic decks that we know.
Cetacean operations. Whatever it's called. Yeah. Yes.
Do you know why they use dolphins?
Because of the movie.
Adorable.
No, because they're used to navigating in 3 dimensions. So humans think on a more 2-dimensional basis, but because they're underwater animals, they're used to 3 dimensions. So that's why they use them for navigation.
There we go. So I did notice that he said that. Let's go look at the dolphins. That's pretty cool. So in the turbo lift, Picard explains to Worf that they have been waylaid by an errant Ferengi and orders Worf to keep a tight leash on them, and Worf agrees to do it. However, that being said, meanwhile, the pesky Ferengi are up to no good. The one named Qual is intent on accessing a glowing cocoon in the cargo bay. Worf enters and distracts him, which leads him to lose his balance and upset the force field holding the cocoon in place. The cocoon falls, nearly falling on the Ferengi, and he hides from behind Worf, and the cocoon fades away, revealing a lady.
She's a lady!
Yep.
Oh, she's a lady!
She turns to Picard and says, "I am for you, Ulrich of Volt." And this is
Suddenly he became Captain Vault of the USS Enterprise.
Yeah. I'm changing my name.
That is definitely me.
Yeah. 19-year-old me fell in love at this point. But, yes, Dave agrees. That was the end of Act
And
1.
this was her acting debut, right?
Second. This is her second acting. She was in a film before this. But yeah, really early on. I think she's from the Netherlands.
Yeah, her name.
Yeah. She's not even native to English. She learned it when she was like 20 or something. But well, she didn't learn it when she was 20 because she's from the Netherlands. But she got good at it. Anyway, question whatever. The Ferengi caught in the cargo bay claimed he was looking for what? So the Ferengi caught in the cargo bay claimed he was looking for what when he accidentally found himself there? A. Dabo table. B. Tooth sharpening. C. Nail painting. A. A holosuite. D. A holosuite. E. A barber's.
Oh, I'm going to go with... this is a complete guess, this one. But I'm going to go... Oh, I need my thing.
Actually, we'll have a few seconds.
Wookiee's here.
I've got it wrong.
Well, I have a few seconds. I'm just going to talk through the actors I mentioned in the last question, just to kill a few seconds. So Max Grudenchik was the right answer. We know that. Armin Shimmerman, he obviously played
Quark.
Yeah. Sean Wallace played Inconceivable. He played the Grand Nagus.
You keep saying that word. I don't think you know it. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Inconceivable.
He was also in Princess Bride, and he says inconceivable. That's his meme. And Aaron Eisenberg, of course, played his son.
Yes. Nog.
All right. Okay, that killed enough time for everyone to answer, and I'm covered in E's. Yes, he claimed he was looking for a barber shop.
Damn it.
I'm almost covered in B's. Sorry, Monty, you lost that one. Okay, and we do have a bonus question. Geordie mentioned the dolphins to the Ferengi. Which department on the ship do they inhabit? And you do see them in you do see them in lower decks with their little aquatic uniforms, and it's so cute. But they do have an official function, and they do have an official department.
You just said it earlier, Montman.
I don't know if I'm
He was most of the way there.
I'm going to go
But
with...
if you watch any of Sean Ferrick's video, the Trek Culture videos, he has a section at the end where he talks about canon references, and it's called Blank Observations, and it's very, very close to the actual name.
I'm going to go with that. I said cetacean operations before, but maybe I wasn't right. Maybe it was cetacean navigation, but I don't know.
I spelled that completely wrong. Oh my God.
I don't know. It's something like that.
Any other takers? I'm gonna going once.
I thought it was that one. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, you have to double bluffing yourself there, Monty.
Chief Sean said I was wrong, so I changed it.
Did you say it right? Sorry, maybe you mumbled it. I guess you okay. I'll accept your first answer. So if that's the case, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, cetacean observations is right, and I won't worry too much about the spelling. It's an awkward one.
Observations.
We didn't.
Is it observation?
None of us got observations.
Sorry, excuse me. Sorry, operations.
Oh, it is operations.
No. What? As I said, if you watch any of Sean Ferrick's video, he has a section called Cetacean Observations, where he talks about all the canon references, and that's what came out of my mouth. But you're right, it's Cetacean Operations. Monty, I'll accept your first answer because I thought you said something else.
That's it. Yes, I'm in.
Wookiee is an island.
I was thinking cetaceans, but I started writing crustaceans, and I'm like, no, that's not right. I need to look that up.
Yeah, I spelled it all kinds of wrong.
Whereabouts are you, Wook?
Wookiee's in Ireland.
Where in Ireland is he?
Asking where.
Shall I spin the wheel? I'm spinning the wheel.
Yes. Yumi and Tubbikins.
Oh, I might have got the question wrong, but at least I got some points
Fix.
back. I got some points back.
Fix.
Yes, me. Yes. Right.
That was Monty Brown, was it, for the extra 10 points?
Wow. That's
Nice.
Which is more than the UK got in the Eurovision altogether.
Yeah.
Her
Nice.
freaking majestic jawline.
I can say
though.
nothing. Ireland didn't even qualify, so I can say nothing.
Let's not talk
We
about
gotta pause for a second and just talk about how fly this chick is. Damn.
Overrated.
Whatever. Chick is
Oh,
fly. Look at that
she's-
jawline.
Did the beard say
She's got some real
overrated?
side boob going on.
Yeah, he did. He certainly doesn't agree with you then, Monty Brown.
Oh, it's so wrong. He's so wrong. Overrated.
And we're just
She's like
coming out of the 80s.
1990s Gal Gadot.
Yeah, we're coming out of the good point too. We're coming out of the 80s power shoulders kind of thing they used to do, the power suits with the big puffy shoulders.
A little
I
bit.
think
Still have a bit of that going on.
Don't get me wrong, she's beautiful and all that, but she's not as all hyped up as everybody thinks she is, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can agree with that
Maybe not.
too, Mr. Tavikins. Yeah.
I think it's
But
a
she-
You get
combination.
your own mic, mister.
I think it's a combination of her
I am
natural
using mine.
beauty and the traits that she takes from Picard that makes her confident and
Yeah.
knowledgeable and and all those things. You add those fundamental Picard traits to that chassis and it creates something special. I think.
So you
That's
basically
Yeah.
wish that you'd want to date Picard if he was a girl.
That's what I was hearing.
I can't deny. I can't deny. Yeah, that sounds about right to me.
Typical Dutch. She's just under 6 foot tall. But yeah, she started out as a model, and yeah, I don't find models that attractive in general. But I mean, yeah, she's a pretty lady, but yeah, I wouldn't be crazy about her. But the way they dress her is fairly decent, all right. It definitely gets the eye going.
So, on to Act 2. They explain that he is not, in fact, Ulrich, but the captain of the Starship Enterprise. And Kamala is like, that explains it. Why you didn't look like your profile. She sensed his authority and made a natural assumption. They both have questions for Brian, though Picard wants to know what the hell's going on, and Kamala wants to know why she's out of her cocoon. Brian tries to explain that it's complicated, but Kamala cuts him off. She knows the captain has no time for prevarication, which is a good word. It is the word of the day. Prevarication. Yep.
That was one of them $5 words right there. This is a bit early, but I'm probably gonna forget about the time that part of the episode comes up, and she comes over there saying like, "Oh, you look so different from your hologram." When we see what dude she's supposed to end up with looks like, you can see why she was hard wishing Picard was the dude
She was like that.
Yeah.
that she's gonna end up with.
She's seen
Reverse
his profile
catfish.
picture, so she knows what she's heading towards.
Yeah, Dave's got a good point. What's Riker looking at? Is he looking her up and down?
He does give her a look up and
Look at
down,
what
doesn't he?
Riker looks at.
The freeze frame kind of does him dirty, I think. But
I don't think it does. I think it does like classic Riker. What else would he be looking at? It's Riker.
yeah.
Well,
that is-
I will say, as a taller person, I do end up looking down a bit. It's just either I'm bobbing my head under something or just sort of lurching. It's just something that you do. I'm about his height, roughly.
that's Sean's excuse, and he's sticking with it.
Yeah. Lurching. That doesn't-
What are you looking at? I'm tall.
Yeah, well, I'm 6'2", same as Frakes, I think.
Tall boy.
I don't know.
Tall boy.
I've not met him, so well, I'm not tall, though. Not
So
by
your,
Dutch
your
standards.
lower eye line is always at tit level.
Yeah, no, not by Dutch standards, but yeah,
No.
by our standards.
Yeah.
Oh, he's taller. He's 6'3". Okay, he's taller than me. Never mind. 190 in metric size.
She explains that she's a gift for Ulrich. Like Garuth, who split the brothers apart and caused the division in their society. She is an empathic metamorph, which is rare. The first female metamorph born in the last 100 years. But in her case, by being gifted, in her case, she's going to be bringing the society back together rather than splitting it apart. She says she is a mutant that was essentially taken by an old man at an early age and trained for her whole life to master her talents in a special school. Well, that sounds
We call
pretty...
that child grooming, eh? Doesn't sound...
Well, we also call it X-Men, but...
Yeah.
yeah. Patrick Stewart gets her in the end, I think, because they
Yeah.
failed this time, but we'll give it another crack.
Yeah, and this episode is a love interest, and X-Men is a father figure.
Yeah,
Not creepy at all.
yeah.
Nope.
But it's kind of mirrors, because she's a mutant that has mental empathic abilities in Grey.
Yeah.
What's she called? Not Erin Grey.
Jane Grey?
Jane Grey, is it?
T. Earl Grey?
Jean.
T.R. Grey Hot.
Jean Grey?
Jean, yeah, I think so.
Jean.
Oh, she was Jean Grey?
Yeah. She
The
died
X-Men.
and turned into the Phoenix.
Oh, damn.
Damn. Yeah, she had red hair. But apart from that, yeah.
Red hair really threw it off because I kept saying, I know I've seen her X-Men, but which character did she play?
Yeah, Jean
Because
Grey.
I couldn't pull up her face. That was her.
Yeah, say she's the 1990s Gal Gadot, so, you know.
I don't know about that. I do not like Jean Grey. Bitch. How you gonna turn out Wolverine messing around with Cyclops? Cyclops, really?
Yeah, no, she's got a history then, really, of turning down the wrong guy and ending up
I
working
know.
off with the wrong person. Yeah. Anyway, she explains how she adapts herself depending on which male she's with, up to the point where she bonds for life, and then she will take on that persona permanently. She confirms she does this on her own accord. It's her will, and Picard orders Riker to take her to her quarters. He's like, do I have
Oh,
to?
Famke.
Child grooming to me.
Oh, Famke, you need to be yourself. Everyone else is taken.
Yeah.
I thought I'd get a laugh out of Tabby for that one. It didn't work. Never mind.
Oh,
Failed. Failure.
it went over my head. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Look at the height
too
of that
busy-
girl,
I'm too
though. I
busy.
mean, she's
Catching up on bingo.
proper Dutch skyscraper of a woman. I love it. As I said, I always feel at home in the Netherlands. They're all my height. It's great. I feel like small.
I'd feel short at 6 foot.
Yeah.
I'd feel like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I used to live in northern Germany and I used to do kickboxing. And when I did kickboxing in Ireland, there was always a pain because you'd always be matched up with someone who was the wrong size for you. In Germany, in North Germany, it was never a problem. They always had someone your size. Just meant you didn't have to worry if you accidentally hit them a little bit too hard, you'd throw them across the room. You know, it was fine. They just shrug it off and you move on.
Yeah. The thing is, as well, I watched this episode when I was a geeky teenager and swooned. So I'm watching it through a different lens as well, which is odd. On the way, Riker asks about the whole cocoon thing, and she explains that it was basically protection for the crew from her pheromones. She guesses he can sense them, and for once, Riker looks like he's lost for words. He shows her where a replicator is in the quarters, and when he turns around, she's right behind them, and they kiss. She rather kisses him. And Riker's a bit like,
Oh my.
I'm definitely getting some of those pheromones now. She points out the really cool thing about metamorphs is that it's even better the second time round, and she kisses him again.
It's even better the second time around and she kisses him again.
There you go.
God. Oh.
It's a whole different kind of flying altogether.
See, I love this writing here because Riker, everyone's like, oh yeah, Riker's gonna be in on it. But Riker is experienced. He has tapped so much alien ass that he has XP on this. So he failed his save and he rolled. It's like, nah, You need a higher dice to be able to turn Riker with the panties.
Oh no. I'm sure Monty's going to get to it, but he has a plan.
Yeah, he has a plan. Well, yeah, but I think it's more that he's consciously aware of the pheromones, and he's honestly terrified at how powerful it is. So rather than going in straight for the arousal, he's actually being a good Starfleet officer, and he's like, oh shit. And he has to kind of back his way out of the situation to make his escape. He kind of looks, if you look at that in that scene there, his face as she's kissing him, he actually looks terrified. And he backs away with a terrified look on his face. And then when he gets near the door, he brightens out into a smile, you know? And he says he makes a point of never opening another man's gift. Or as the Joker says in Batman, never rub another man's rhubarb. So he leaves and tells the bridge that if anyone needs him, he'll be in the holodeck. So we can only imagine what he left that room to do.
Yes. What possibly could he be doing in the holodeck?
He's just gonna be playing the trombone,
rubbing the rhubarb, I think.
Yeah, he's resurrecting his minuet program, I think, right now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Woo. It's like this time, put some of those whatchamacallit species marks on her. Yeah. Nice update.
So, whilst having breakfast with Beverly, the Doctor's expressing her disbelief that they are going along with this, leading a girl into a life of prostitution and basic slavery. But Picard tries to argue that arranged marriages have been a diplomatic tool for centuries. But Crusher's not having any of it, though. Picard ends up losing his
rag. What's on the table, Sean?
Oh, what's on the table?
Oh, the bottom mugs I left at my sister's house. Yes, those.
Hey, sorry, had to get mentioned.
There they are. Look, the black handled ones.
Yeah.
There are the coffee teacups.
Don't say that loud. Just
mostly drinks on the table.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't see what.
Tea and orange juice and croissant.
Croissants.
How do you know that's not a mimosa? No one just drinks orange juice.
Nothing.
Yeah, it could be Bucks Fizz. Just go back to the previous shot there, Monty. Don't say it out loud, but I think behind her shoulder may become important.
Oh, it's a sextant. Okay, got it.
Just said
well done on the not saying it out loud part, but okay, fair enough.
Why did you point it out, Sean?
I would never have mentioned it if you hadn't pointed it out.
Well, I thought don't say it out loud would have covered it.
I thought you were making a sex joke.
Fair.
I thought you were making a sex joke.
No, I was just hinting towards an upcoming question.
I was going to push the button noise.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit. Everybody's getting a question right.
Yeah, a little bit.
Whoops.
Okay, we move on.
Whoopsie. Oh well, let's move along. So Picard loses his rag a little and throws his arms up in the air and says, fine, then, we'll stop it. And we'll throw away the Prime Directive and we'll be sending the two factions into a never-ending civil war, fine. But Crusher has the last word, informing Picard that Byram has confined her to quarters like a prisoner. And Picard says, I didn't know that. I will go and look into that. She said, well, it's only your ship. It's only your ship. Why would you know?
You could have just communicated with her over comms, like FaceTimed her. He didn't need to physically be there and get her in his nostrils.
Yeah, he did.
I only had one comment for this. Oh, wait, Sean, is there going to be a question about the absence of anyone in this episode?
No, I decided not to include that, so you can go ahead.
Okay. The one chick they should have had all up in bitch's face this whole time was Deanna Troi. No men should have been on the list. all males stay the F away. Only senior female officers need to be up in there. And if he need to talk to her about that, he shouldn't have gone in there. He should have sent Deanna Troy.
Yeah.
Why would they be immune though? That's why.
He said it's for males. Her pheromones.
I see.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So why are they're constantly putting her in the audience of men? Why? Why?
Yeah.
Very good point.
Because this show is written by men, and it probably does not pass the
it wouldn't have made it an interesting show, though, would it? If they just had her talking to women.
They could have just beamed her into a lounge and just had her associate with the women on the ship, plus Data. Or
at least talk it does employ Data, yeah. So yeah,
or lock her away in a holodeck.
Deanna would have been better for sure.
Yeah, that would have made a lot more sense.
Anyway,
window for a character that's been underserved. Next.
Yes.
In faith, I do not love thee.
Picard visits Kamala, and she is very pleased to see him. He confronts her about being a prisoner, and Kamala points out that they felt that she would have been disruptive to the crew. She asks him if all captains are as solitary as him, and Picard's like, well, don't you start that thing on me that you do. And she says, I can't help it. Like a Vulcan can't turn away from logic, she can't turn off her pheromones. Picard wonders what she would be like if she were left alone, and Kamala admits that she would be incomplete. She looks uncomfortable at this line of questioning, and Picard apologizes, saying he thought it prudent to try to get to know her. She tells him that he knows her better than he thinks. She's independent, forceful, brilliant, adventurous, just as he would have her. Picard makes a quick escape, making sure he covers all his appropriate bits on the way out.
Yeah, he also backs away. It's interesting how that backing away thing is becoming a theme.
And there's like, all the women, independent. No, nothing? Okay. No, I'm not getting any out of Tabby tonight. Never mind. I deserve that.
Oh.
You can hear it now. Anyway, that was the end of Act 2. Here we go. Question 3. Before we give any more away.
Oh, sorry. Yes, that was me.
That's you, Sean.
Yeah. Female metamorphs are born once, only once, in how many generations? A5, B6,
I know.
C7, B8. 5, 6, 7, 8.
What was 7? Was that?
Well, you can put the number in as well. Yeah. That's still an acceptable answer.
It's whatever 7 was. What was 7? Was it C?
C. Yeah.
That's good then.
So this apparently was the first time that we ever see Beverly and Picard having their breakfast together, which is obviously becomes a traditional thing for them. And it does also say it was the debut of the Sanger porcelain tea set. But actually that's when we see them when they get back together later, there's the porcelain tea set.
Yeah, well, those little tea breaks does kind of sow the seeds that make Jack Crusher happen. So, or Jack Picard, we're not really sure of his surname anymore. So yeah, I guess it does have relevance all the way back to start Picard season 3.
I guess is he Jack Crusher Picard now? Yeah. Oh.
Well, it's not clear, but I think he, because it's kind of weird he's called Jack Crusher. Given that that's not his father. His mother's ex-husband's name, who's not his father. So, I think he might have changed it to Jack Picard. I'm not sure.
Are you talking about the episode where Guy shows up, or is there some information saying that him and Beverly had a kid at some time?
Picard season 3, Tabby. Picard season 3.
Oh yes.
Wesley Crusher's half brother, which is half Beverly, half Picard, is called Jack Crusher, but Wesley's father is called Jack Crusher.
But in the end,
So
though,
she
in the
na-
end of the episode, doesn't he become Jack Picard? Don't they say Ensign
That's
Picard?
what it's not. I don't think they say Picard, but it's kind of implied. Maybe they did say it, but I didn't hear it properly. So that's what I was talking about. I think he's might be Jack Picard now instead of Jack Crusher.
That's really gross if you're naming your kid after your dead
I know.
ex-husband.
I said that. That's
Yeah.
so weird.
Yeah.
All the
that-
inappropriate things.
It's weird.
You'd be like, oh,
Is
you
there
named our son after your ex? That's wrong in at least 2 ways.
Yeah, well, Ghost Candle Picard was taken, or Ghost Candle Crusher was taken, apparently.
Guess.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, she's not even Crusher, she's Howard. So,
See, Sean, you did it right. That actually that's my head canon right.
like
Gotta
her,
think
her, maiden,
ghosts.
her maiden name is Howard, so she could have called the child,
Yes,
Jack
but they
Howard.
didn't get divorced,
Anyway.
did they? They didn't get divorced, so she kept
She
the
didn't change her
name.
name.
Okay.
So
All right,
it's
okay, that's fair
naturally he's Crusher, but it's a bit weird that she called him Jack. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, there's a
Bonus
tangent.
question, Sean. Bonus question.
Yeah, we have a bonus question. Yeah. Okay. So,
Is it
a
sexton?
device behind Beverly. Behind Beverly in the breakfast scene is a device to determine your location in the world by measuring stars. What is it called?
Let's
No
just,
guesses for surprising that one.
Let's just put everybody's name down.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Mr. Tammy.
Tavi,
Stu Plum.
Yeah.
Stu.
Andrew,
Andrew. Dave.
Dave.
There we go. We're all on there, I think. Is that everyone?
I don't know. This will probably give my age.
Mickey's
when I
not
was
here,
younger,
but
we didn't have the
Mickey-
internet.
G-Star.
Yeah, what?
Everybody's on there.
Listen, points don't go to Mickey. He's not
It's
here.
not here. Karen, she got
Anyone that has
Thank-
ever joined.
That's Ruth.
Smiler.
Ruth's got to go on there.
Smiler,
Ruth, Panko.
Panko.
Cash.
Everyone's going on there.
Put Wookie. Why don't you put me? See, can I win my own points?
Wookie. If Wookie comes up, we all lose points.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And Sean, you can go on there.
Wow.
Right, all right. We go for it.
Who's going to get
Never
those
gonna
10
get these
points?
points.
Let's have a look. Oh,
Andrew.
it's
Nice.
Andy.
Wow, you totally beat the odds there, Andrew.
Well done, Andrew. Yeah.
That's that. We probably would have had to spin 3 or 4 times if we got someone who wasn't here, but anyway, or if I had one. But
I would have given him the
well done,
points.
Andy.
I would have given him the points.
So Andrew is now very in the lead because he's had 2 bonuses now. So with 140 points, closely followed by quite a few people, Tavi, Stu Plum,
I'm last, aren't I?
myself, and Dave at 120 points. And then Monty Ban, unfortunately, all on his own, is bringing up the rear with
I'm
90
last.
points.
Yeah. Sad days, sad times.
Could all turn around.
It could. And maybe it'll start with Act 3. So here we go.
Wookie says everyone in Ireland looks like Sean, even the women.
Yeah, it's called a big Irish head. So we just have big Irish heads. I can't describe it. Colomini has it as well,
Yeah.
just a big Irish head. We all have big heads. I don't know. We're not even all from the same genetic group because some of us are Norman and some of us are Celtic, some of us are Viking, but we all have big Irish heads. I don't know what it is.
Oh, funny.
Are you
Actually, the town where I come from, we actually refer to locals as heads. So it's like, do you see anyone down there? It's like, yeah, a few heads. It just means locals there.
I've lost live chat on my phone. Why?
Down in Tremor, where I'm from,
still got
down
it.
around little seaside town in the south of the country, southeast. It's only a small place, about 12,000 people. But I've been out there a while, so I don't town like that
The
anymore.
big giant heads.
Mm.
Okay, Act 3. Here we go.
Who played the big giant head in Third Rock from the Sun?
William Shatner.
William Shatner. There you go.
William Shatner, the big giant head himself. It must be Irish. There you go. Not Canadian.
No, he's a Jew.
Yeah. Picard visits Brian and tells him Kamala will not be imprisoned on his ship, though Brian thinks that's a mistake, as Kamala is at the height of her sexual allure. Every man will be fighting over her, but Picard's like, not every man. He's a man with a plan, and that plan is Commander Data.
Data! Look at that forehead.
Yes.
That's the most excited I've seen Sean get.
A nose you can sit on and take a spin around the amusement park. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
Schnoz for days.
There's a schnoz.
Yeah. Woo! That is a face you want to sit on for many reasons.
Oh my.
Oh my, yeah, sorry, I needed it.
Oh my.
I need to give you the oh my button.
Oh dear.
Okay, so Picard introduces her to Data, and she wants to stay with Picard, but he brushes her off onto Data and makes a quick escape. Data explains what he is, an android, and that's why she can't feel anything from him as they're heading towards 10 forward. When they get to 10 forward, she smiles at Riker across 10 forward, and Riker quickly makes his excuses and runs out the other exit. They meet a bunch of miners.
On the ship.
Yeah, they meet a bunch of miners, and naturally she fits right in with them. What up, boys?
They're at least
Hit
30.
me with a drink. And they try to dupe Data into going off and fixing a replicator, so they get her all to himself. And Data's about to do it, but at the last minute he realizes the deception and decides to stay, much to their disappointment. Things start to get a little rowdy, so Worf steps in and shuts the miners down. But as Kamala... when he comes over, he gets Kamala's full attention, and as Data escorts her out of 10 forward, she turns around and gives Worf a low growl. Here's some pictures of that scene, just because I thought it was funny. She kind of goes... "Rrr." And then Worf absentmindedly turns around and growls back. And then he like realizes he's in the middle of 10 forward and is like, oh God, what was that all about? So Kamala visits Picard in his ready room and admits that roaming the ship was a bad idea. Sorry, Sean?
And just point out again, that's a pull-out couch. Not that you have to pull out on it.
Yeah.
I mean, that just falls straight out into a bed. You never see it, but it does it. It can be done. He can just slam her down right there. There's nothing stopping him.
Jesus.
Christ.
And if he ends up Jackson Pollocking that poster behind him, it's fine. He just throw it into the museum. Let Geordie sort it out.
Yeah.
That's a oh my Jesus.
Sorry, I'm not.
I went too far with that
good with
one.
my buttons.
I love this episode. I was about to say something to Prep because I'm thinking if she's there and mimicking.
Oh, good, because I was worried I was inappropriate and I crossed the line, but I'm glad I didn't. Sorry, go on.
No. Well, I mean, like when she's in the bar and just looking at this from an adult point of view, and I'm like, you do realize if she stays here, this is going to turn into one of those really disgusting orgies.
As opposed to the orgies that aren't disgusting.
Yeah.
There are actually some good orgies that are quite tasteful and extremely provocative and tantalizing. So
I'll take your word for it.
There are some weird looking aliens in this. The one she's looking at over here looks like a Cardassian. He kind of his makeup's kind of Cardassian.
Yeah, they obviously use some Cardassian pieces. I think there's only 5 pieces of Cardassian makeup. There's the 2 ridges, the spoon, and the 2 neck things. And they're more or less the same for every actor, because I was listening to a podcast with Michael Westmore. They were the same pieces for every actor. What made it different is every actor's face shape was different. So they just used the same pieces over and over again. It made it. So basically they used the same 2 pieces here, they just used a different middle piece.
I like the way she's gone to talk to Picard in his ready room, and Picard's like sitting on his desk, like acting casual.
Yeah.
Like
trying to hide an erection by leaning forward a little.
I'm
so
totally
his
just
toes
casual here, not hiding anything. I'm not going to stand up straight, but...
Yeah. I'm just going to lean forward a bit so my toes bulge in such a way that doesn't make it obvious.
I don't think I've ever seen him look quite as awkward as he looks there. Yeah. Act casual is what he's saying to himself. Kamala gives Picard an ultimatum. She will stay put if he comes to visit her. I was like, why would you ask me to do something like that when you're getting married tomorrow? And Kamala's like, I asked you to visit, not fuck. But,
That's exactly what she said.
yeah.
Jublum says, look at the 2 chairs. What's with the 2 chairs? They're kind of small.
Well, they are, but Riker does his Riker maneuver over those all the time.
Yeah.
Is it because they look a little bit like a penis, Jublum?
Is that what it is? Is that a metaphorical?
Is that what you're saying?
Is that a metaphor?
Jonathan Frakes was recently on the Shuttlebot show, and he said he got away with that for like 20 odd years, and it was only someone put a super cut together on YouTube of him swinging his leg over the chair that people noticed. But he literally got away with it for 20 years and no one noticed until one person brought it up and everyone started talking about it.
Yeah.
So the Riker maneuver only basically exists from like 2008 or something.
She walks around his office admiring the ancient thimble, which Picard is surprised she knows everything about. She tells him she keeps informed as she doesn't know where the conversation is going to go with her suitors. So she knows from Ventanan archaeology to the dark woman of the raven brows and mournful eyes of Shakespeare's sonnet to the gardens of Lezeries, where he grew up. Picard's surprised that she got all this using her empathic skills, but she didn't. She got it from Data. Her senses tell her, though, that he is a man of deep passion and conviction, controlled and disciplined, and she wants to know what lies beneath. He says nothing.
He's a man with conviction.
There's nothing beneath. Nothing. No, nothing to see here. Move along. I'm quite dull.
Chameleon.
Shut
up, Sean. Shut up, Sean.
Boy George's real surname is O'Dowd. He's from Limerick. Sorry, move on. Well, his parents are.
Picard's dull. Oh, he tries to put the table between them, but she walks around the table.
He's doing the crossing his legs trick. Yeah.
He crosses his legs, tries to get himself under the table, but she kind of gets in his way.
Fool nobody.
She wants him to come visit her, and he says it will be inappropriate. No, he's not doing it. What time? No, he's not doing it. No, maybe later. On leaving, she tells him that even the walls of Jericho fell, and she's only doing this because, on some level, it's what Picard wants. So noodle that one, Captain. Meanwhile, the Ferengi are making their reason for being on the Enterprise known. They want to buy Kamala from Brian. They offer him 20,000 They offer him 20,000 gold coins. Brian is understandably offended, and after thanking the Ferengi, he thanks the Ferengi for sharing this information and promises to tell Picard. But on impulse, the Ferengi attack Brian, and he falls, striking his head on the glass table and ends up in a coma.
They did not attack him.
Yeah.
We Boyam.
Right.
I'm Boyam, and so is my wife.
They were trying to stop him from leaving. Ferengis don't just attack people like that.
Yeah, they were. It was aggressive negotiation.
They were just trying to stop him from leaving the room.
There is one Ferengi who's a bounty hunter who is motivated by profit. He's one of Quark's cousins. His name is like Lenk or something like that. But yeah, he's very much an aberration. He's in the episode Magnificent Ferengi.
Anyway, Ruth's on holiday. That's where Ruth is. I hope you're having a lovely holiday, Ruth.
You're not in Donegal by any chance? You might meet Wookiee.
Yeah. Yes, tell us where you are. Make us jealous.
Yeah, I hope you're somewhere really nice.
Although it was fair hopping today. It started out cold, but it was warm and sunny for all the afternoon. So, I mean, you could have been anywhere. Nice.
It's been lovely this last week.
This obviously is not Tim O'Connor. It's another
No,
dude.
it's not bad. Even in the still, it's fairly believable.
It's pretty good. Yeah, he seems like quite an old guy. I think whoever this particular stuntman was.
I think they put a face mask on him, but I mean that's fairly believable. I mean on a standard definition telly where you only see it for a second, even staring at it, it's not that obvious.
No, it's not.
Although I will say the stuntman is a lot taller, but other than that, it's not that obvious.
Ruth says she is in Donegal. What does Wookiee look like? She's guessing tall and hairy.
Yeah, well, you two can work that out because you genuinely are in Donegal. Yeah, well, it's a big county. I mean, yeah. Fun fact. Sorry, I think Tavi has something for an Irish fact. Donegal is more northerly than Northern Ireland. So, yeah, call Northern Ireland is a bit of a misnomer given the.
Is that near the Giant's Causeway and that sort of thing? Is that way?
No, that's in Antrim. That's
is that further down?
No, that's still on the north coast, but it's a lot further east.
So I thought it was up that way.
Donegal will be the northwest coast, and Antrim will be the northeast coast. So it's kind of like an hour and a half, 2 hours across. It's just going. Okay. Aberdeen to Edinburgh kind of thing.
Not that I'm enjoying your conversation, Sean, but have you got questions for us?
Yeah, I'm sure I do. Where are we? When trying to tempt Picard to mate, Famke said, even the blank fell. What was it? So I'm just going to put the options in. So was it the city of Troy, the Great Wall of China, the Roman Empire, the Walls of Jericho, or Geordie's trousers?
Brilliant.
Shuttlecraft in the sky. I can fly twice.
So even blank fell.
That's enough.
Even Geordie's trousers fell.
Smiler's here as well. Oh, yeah, that's what you were singing.
Smiler Rainbow. Oh, she's added Smiler Rainbow to the Reading Rainbow song. Yes. I get it now. I get it.
I like how I actually make a good effort to make a confusing question. Everyone just jumps straight to the answer anyway. I know you did say it 20 seconds ago, but I still thought it was a good effort at confusing the matter.
It was good. Have we got a bonus question, Sean?
We do. Although you made an attempt to say it. What currency do the Ferengi offer as a bribe in this episode?
Oh, I can write it. I can't say it.
Yeah, I wrote it down. I normally don't write down the answer, but I actually wrote it down because I was like, I'll forget.
I think it's something like this.
Yeah. Again, it was before we invented gold press latinum. It was before we invented the rules of acquisition. So the Ferengi were quite fleshed out.
What was it?
I don't know what my spelling's come out there. That wasn't what I put in.
I'll forgive spelling for the wildcard question.
I'm gonna put it in. Hang on. That didn't come out.
Hold on.
Yeah, I just had a terrible typo with mine as well because it's nothing like right. But this is what I write.
Trade in a Wookiee feet. I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't come out right either. Anyway, it's something like that.
Okay.
It begins with L.
Yeah. The first question, considering it covered in D's, won't surprise anyone. Yes, the answer was D, the Walls of Jericho. But I really thought the city of Troy, the Great Wall of China, and the Roman Empire all would have caught somebody. But nope, you're all straight on it. Fair play.
You didn't give Tavi a chance to answer.
Oh.
I did, didn't I?
Oh, did you?
Didn't you?
I thought I did.
D. No, Tavi, you didn't answer.
Well, Mr. Tavi answered. I don't see Mrs. Tavi.
No, didn't
I knew it was D. Does that
I'm
count?
sure she knew it anyway.
Well, everyone else got it, so I'm not. I'm sure you would have figured it out from everyone covering me in D's.
Damn it! I thought I was going to get a chance to catch up then.
The guys, the way they're acting in this episode reminds me a lot of my rooster that I just got recently. The way he's just like backing off they're like backing off of this chick. He was a rooster that I got from my neighbor who had a brother, and they both came into sexual maturity at the same time, and they were hassling the ladies and fighting each other, and so she had to decide about putting him down. So I got him, and I have 12 hens, and he's basically a 17-year-old, chicken, and he's this gorgeous white silky mix with this like gold shimmer on him. And so I drop him in there with the ladies who haven't had a rooster in several months, and they're more experienced and older. So of course the hen house was full of these noises going. It was so funny because he stood there like a deer in headlights, and they were all like, "Oh, girls, look at his feathers!" They started playing in his feathers and nuzzling on him, and he ran right out of the coop like, "Oh my god!" Like he just had no idea what to do, and they were like, "Ooh, who's first in line, ladies? I'm hoping to get a good pounce with this one." Completely looked like Riker and Picard backing out of that room, just like, no.
You should have paid him for his services. About a buck a piece would have done
it. They eventually got him, but he is the most pampered rooster we have. They fix his feathers, they bring him food, and they all flirt with him. He's very well taken care of.
Yeah, he's the golden child.
Okay,
sexy
put
man.
us out of the misery, Sean. What was the gold?
It was the Ludigial gold.
Oh yeah,
L-U-D.
right the first time. I think whatever the spelling is. I don't know if the spelling's right, but it was like
yeah. Yeah, you're all roughly in the same area.
We got Ludigio, ingots, lingots, lingdots, ludigots.
Well, Ludigial Tavi definitely got
definitely the closest.
Have you been checking out my food?
Ludigio.
Monty, Tavi, and Stu. I give it to all three of you. Yeah,
Monty, Tavi, and Stu.
Tavi and Stu. All right.
You're fairly close. Yeah.
I have a chance of catching some points up here. This is good news. Spin that wheel. Spinning the wheel of fortune. Oh no.
Oh, it's a Tavi spin.
Finally.
Well done, Tavi.
We've got Andrew in first place, Tavi in second, and a few people in third, and Monty Pan still last. Sorry.
This is very much an oh my day. Smiler has overruled on account of my D's, my big D's.
Oh,
You put D in there twice, double D.
From one day to another
Wait,
day.
hold on. Did you also, sweetie? Did you also get it?
I entered the right, the exact same with you.
I think you forgot Mr. Tabit. I don't see. Wait,
Mr. Tavikin's put in lingots.
it's supposed to be the Ludio gold.
Yeah, Ludigio.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I put lingots then of Ludugio gold.
Fine.
Yeah, Lingos is a little bit too far right. Sorry, Tavi.
He's arguing the point. Yeah.
But he does say, they do say lingots.
Yeah, it is a lingot. Yeah, of whatever it is, gold.
And
Yeah.
actually, Smiler, they're E's.
Ease. Wow. Yeah.
Oh my.
Okay, in the log, we learn that the Frankie have been dispatched via shell to Starbase 117, and the charges will be brought against them depending on whether Ambassador Briam recovers or not. In the sick bay, Doc informs Picard and Kamala that he should regain consciousness, but they don't know when. Picard's like, we'll have to cancel the whole thing. The whole thing's off. You can't go and marry. You can't go off with him. It's cancelled. But Kamala points out that because she was released from stasis early, she has to bond with him in the next 2 days. So they'll have to keep on going through with the ceremony, and she can help him. She can walk him through the requirements. Kamala helps Picard play the xylophone. It reminds him of learning piano as a kid. He found he didn't like performing in front of people, so he didn't take it forward. She thanks him for letting down his guard, even if it was just for a moment. She asks him if he finds her unattractive. Picard replies, "I find you unavailable." She tells him that they have something in common. She learned instrument when she was at an early age as well. Picard asks which one, and she replies, "All of them."
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, that amuses Picard that she can play an entire...
flute.
Yeah. That's the biggest smile I've seen on his face in a while. But yeah, he finds it funny that she can play an entire orchestra. She tells him about how she was brought up in a royal village, and that she'd been thinking about the question he asked her earlier, and she's never actually been alone. She's been with someone her whole time. And she said she thought about it, and the only thing she could come up with what she liked when she's on her own, all she can say is she is for you, Alric of Vault, which is a bit sad.
Yeah. The musical instrument that they were playing is from Bali. It's a gamelan instrument, and they actually brought in some Balinese musicians to provide that little plinky plonky piece of music.
Yeah. Mickey! Good evening, sir. You nearly got some bonus points a minute ago. I submitted you for some bonus points on the wheel.
True story.
Mickey, remind me, is it Derry or
put everybody's name on?
Because
hey, Mickey.
Yeah, because Wookiee is over in Donegal, so yeah. He's basically in your territory. Oh, Tyrone's. Oh, sorry, you're a county away again. Never mind.
Hey, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind.
Sorry. So basically, yeah, he's 2 counties away, not 1. So, never mind.
Thanks,
You
Sean.
gotta rewatch some of this, Mickey. This is our skankiest episode yet.
Yeah, he's probably only 40 minutes away if you really want to get there. Anyway. Sorry, Tom.
Okay. So tomorrow she will bond with a man and be changed for the rest of her life. She has spent her entire life preparing for this moment and finds it ironic that now, on the eve of that time, she should meet a man like Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Then Riker chimes in over the comms to say that Ulrich Hucknall has arrived.
Mick Hucknall?
Ulrich Hucknall. There he is.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's the hair, isn't it?
I don't care now anymore.
Picard meets Ulrich in the observation lounge. Picard meets Ulrich in the observation lounge, who quickly establishes himself as someone I want to punch in the fucking face.
Yeah, simply red over there, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
He doesn't accept trade. He doesn't accept the trade agreements on offer, and he has a list of other demands. Picard tells him about the temple that they've provided, and Mick Ulrich is like, yeah, he's understands that sentimental crap that the other side go in for. He asks after the metamorph, and Picard tells him she's looking forward to meeting him, and he's sure that she will be satisfactory. But personally, between them, he's more interested in the trade agreements. The little prick.
I don't know if anybody else's gator was going off, but I'm pretty sure he was batting for the other team. So she was a waste of time. They should have got him a male metamorph, and he probably would have been happier.
Yeah.
They botched that. They botched
You did say early in the episode, like, male metamorphs were plentiful, and there was no problem. So
They could have had a harem, couldn't he?
Yeah.
They didn't. I don't think they read him right. He gave me the vibes. I don't know if you guys got the vibes, but he gave me the vibes.
I've got them.
I didn't get those sorts of vibes, but Dave did.
Smiler's so on my wavelength. Smiler, I have them queued up, but I'm not sure whether to play it or not because I don't want to take my channel off there. And yeah. But yeah, it gave me those vibes as well, but I don't know what to do about that really. I do have them to play. So there's back in that late 1990s, early 2000s, in the early days of the internet, there was a website called rathergood.com where a guy called Joe Voich did these like funny little Flash animations. You can't play it now really because Flash doesn't really exist, but someone uploaded a couple of them to YouTube, so I found them, and it was just the Mick Hucknall reference reminded me of it, so I went and found it.
It's all HTML5 now, but then that Flash hung around 10 years longer than it was supposed to. Like, it was such a security vulnerability, and we just couldn't get rid of it.
You feel free to look these up yourself. I'm just going to play the music, so we might get copyright strike for the music, but you'll just have to imagine the animation that goes along with it. Right? Hang on.
It's that part of the summer now. The fans are coming on.
Can we hear it?
Yeah, do you guys hear the fans? Is it messing up my audio?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, they're not too loud there.
We do, yeah.
So imagine...
No, it's okay now. It's okay now. It started
it
up. But when you started it, it heard chunky, but now it's all right.
You turned it off.
You turned it off.
Oh, right.
So
You just need to place it further away.
Can I carry on?
Yes, sorry.
So
Yeah.
imagine Mick Hucknall being sucked off by a rabbit. And
What?
yeah. And he's holding back the ears.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
I can't hear it.
I don't know if I want to hear this.
You can't.
We can't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear it.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway.
Is it like Meet the Feebles or something?
Hey? No, it's just Mick Hucknall singing Simply Red. You can't hear it though. It's a shame. I don't know why you can't.
No.
No. Or there's this
Stop.
one.
Continue.
There's this. No, there's this one as well. But imagine it's Bunny. No.
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 No. Just move on. Move on. Please. Oh my God.
You'd have to look that up. I'm not playing it because, yeah, that would be not so good. Anyway, my little segue into the world of rathergood.com. Bunny's too tight to mention. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. The bunnies get their revenge on him, though, with, oh, Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind, as these bunnies, like, get the better of Mick Hucknall in the end. But anyway, where was I? Mick Hucknall.
I don't think I should have another beer.
Picard, right. Oh, yeah, no, we've done that. Yes. So, Picard goes back to Kamala. Oh, no, wrong.
So there's some issues with the Starfield in this when they like meet. Like you see some shots and they're going one way, you see other shots going another way. Yeah.
They must have because it's on a curtain. It's on a curtain that they just pull across. They must have got to the end and still not finished filming.
The way.
So they just started pulling the curtain back the other way. Yeah. So Picard goes back and meets Kamala, who's excited to find out what Ulrich is like. And Picard keeps it pretty factual, you know. He said he finds the man to be thoughtful and informed, which is, you know, true, I guess.
I bet he's sitting there going, this is the guy that's going to get the fucker. Ill.
Yeah.
That guy, and he's just having a hard time swallowing it. Just like...
Yeah.
Yeah. Ew. He said, "Oh, and I think she will too have a hard time swallowing."
He just wants to motorboat that right there.
Oh my.
So Picard goes back. Oh no, he's just said that. He now tries to escape. Picard tries to escape and back out of the room again, but Kamala doesn't want to be alone on her last night. She offers to turn out the lights and just listen to his voice. And Picard relents and said, but the lights stay on. She orders him an Earl Grey tea, hot. Picard realizes he will need to have a word with Commander Data later on. Now that he's aware that she's listening to his voice, he can't think of anything to say. She thinks as a starship captain, he must meet all sorts of life forms and asks if she is the most unique he has ever met and tells him to say yes. And Picard says yes. She says it's very sweet of him to say so. Once again, he tries to leave, but they have an early start in the morning, but finds he's unable to do so. She tells him that tomorrow morning is light years away. And that's the end of the act.
All right. Do you know, I love how when I pick out a question, you always state the answer. It's like we're of one mind sometimes. So question 4. What drink does Famke order from the replicator? A. Tea Earl Grey hot. B. Earl Grey tea hot. C. Hot Earl Grey tea. D. Earl Grey hot tea.
I actually said it wrong, so I didn't help the matter there, really.
I thought you said it right, but I might need to go back to the episode and check because I could be wrong.
No, it is the right one, but I got the line wrong. So don't listen to me if anyone's listening to me.
All right, I'm actually just going to go back and check it just to make sure I have it right
because we've all answered it wrong.
These things matter.
I think it's that, but I feel like it's actually, and I feel like it's actually B, but I don't know.
Wow.
But
Anyway,
I said Earl Grey tea hot, didn't I? In my thing. So I said B, but I think it's actually A.
A is the way
Okay.
Picard usually says it, but
Yeah.
I
we'll see. Everybody's
We'll
answered
see.
the same anyway.
Okay, I've just come back and double checked it, and I'm afraid you all got it wrong.
It is as I said.
It was Earl Grey tea hot.
Oh, damn it.
yeah, that's
I
when I
even
thought
said
it was. Thought it was B. Oh,
I even said B. I mean, I said it a minute ago.
You
that.
said it, and
I
then
said
and
the
then
exact
you
thing.
Yeah.
What does my
Should've
script?
typed
What did my script say then?
Yeah, she says Earl. She says Earl
I
Grey
even
tea.
say in my script tea Earl Grey hot. I didn't even write it right. But anyway,
All right, we go to the bonus question.
please.
What is the name of the Chancellor that beams aboard? Chancellor Allright, Chancellor Smanchler, Chancellor Alric, Chancellor Baldric.
Chancellor Mick Hucknall, wasn't it? But he's too tired to mention.
Nobody's going for Chancellor Smanchler. All right.
Chancellor Schmantzler.
definitely not all right. Dude was looking busted. It's like
Yeah.
he didn't care. You about to meet a chick. Tighten it up. Even if you betting for the other team, you need to come looking pretty.
Chancellor Baldric was very clever. When he's involved in the war, he got a bullet and he wrote his name on it, because they say in every war, there's a bullet out there with your name on it. So he kept it in his pocket, and that way he couldn't be shot by it. That's a Blackadder reference, Tabby. Sorry.
I don't
So is
have
this
that
supposed to be a
yet.
bonus question? You don't normally do multiple choice for bonus questions.
I don't, but I did on this occasion. Just change it up.
Nice.
Right, who goes on the wheel then? Who's going on the wheel?
Okay, so
Pretty
we
much
have
everybody.
Mazzy, Tavi, Mr. Tavi, Andy, Dave, yourself, Stu.
Right, I think that's everyone, isn't it? Is that 6?
Andrew.
Oh, and Ruth. I ain't got Ruth there, have I? Ruth.
Andrew's missing.
Andrew. Oh, crumbs.
I think that's everyone.
I think we need a couple more of these.
No, I don't think you do.
Don't we? Oh, damn it.
Ruth got D.
No.
Ruth
Are
went
you kidding? Were you kidding, Ruth?
I think that was a
No,
joke, right?
She put D. She put C. Look, C.
Oh no, she did C up top. Sorry, I'll shut up.
Yeah, there's a C there. She got it.
Andrew's
Ruth
wanting
has a
the
cunning
bonus for a
plan.
third time.
There we go then. Ready? Let's go. It's Dave.
Oh, Dave.
Dave.
Yes.
We're level second with Tabikins now.
And the 2 times that I've done the wheel, I've been underneath the other one and above the other one.
You do not have the look of the wheel
sucks.
tonight, Mr. Tabby.
Yeah.
Nope.
No. The wheel of fortune is wheel of misfortune. For
You're like
for
Daddy
using.
Freyr. You're just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Hmm.
That's a Eurovision reference.
Okay.
Yes, I've never seen
Fine.
No.
Final act. Act 5.
That's everything.
We're into the home straight. How good.
Do-do-do.
Oh man, if I
The
spent more time, I could have showed up as a metamorph.
Yeah, that's
Or whatever.
definitely not a wig in that shot.
No. So we're the wig time's coming to an end. Actually, I think the end of season 5. She goes to normal hair. But Act 5 then. Sorry, John.
Oh, I was just going to say, someone put a photo up of her with like 16 different hairstyles, 4x4, or maybe it was 20, 4x5. And they asked her, like, honest question, how many of these are really your hair? And there was one where she's covered in a surgical cap, and the second one in Picard with her long hair. And she said, basically those two, and the rest of them were all wigs.
Yeah.
So, but the thing about wigs is that they're consistent. So, you know, for continuity, it's just much easier. They don't have to cut the hair the same way all the time. And they can, they're allowed their own, like, you know, women get bored with their hair and they change it up, they change it down. With a wig, you have to keep your hair, if you didn't have a wig, you'd have to keep your hair the same for 7 years, which no women would ever tolerate. It just annoy the hell out.
At breakfast the next morning, or breakfast tea, I should say. I don't know if they've actually had croissants this morning, but they're having morning tea with the, as I say, the china, the special china's out. Beverly's like, you're quiet this morning. Penny for your thoughts? Picard asks if he can take his uniform off, and she's like,
Oh my.
yeah.
You want to make it that crusher?
A metaphorical
And then,
taking off the uniform, not an actual.
and then not talk for 20 years.
Yeah. He wants a friend. He basically wants to talk to a friend, not as a captain. And he starts by blaming Beverly because she insisted on they look into her situation, which led him to spend time with her. And now he's in trouble. He tells Beverly that she was right for the most part, but he can find no way out. He can't step in and do anything about it. He watches her change with every man who walks in the room and finds he hopes the next man doesn't walk in, but invariably he does. And to top it off now, she's going off with a man who cares more about trade agreements than he does her. And he can't stop thinking about how she will change to accommodate him. Picard goes to pick Kamala up and sees that she's looking beautiful in her dress. They did a good job with that. Is that got Mr. Tavikin's approval?
No, he said they both show up in their dresses.
They did, yeah. He's in his dress and she's in her dress.
Well, at least it's not the earlier dress uniforms where they were in tights. So he's got to wear pants this time.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to say is I've not looked this fact up, but he wears 3 different uniforms in this. He wears the standard uniform, his like Darmok,
It's semi-casual.
He is out in maneuvers, out in the real world uniform, and then he wears his dress uniform. And I don't think there's any other episode where that happens, so I think it's unique in that regard.
Yeah, could be.
Well, there's possibly an episode like All Good Things where he's going through various unique ones where you could claim but in the normal scheme without time travel, it's definitely, I say it's fairly sure it's unique.
I haven't seen that as a fact, but it could very well be.
I've not verified it. I'd reckon it's very close to being a fact anyway. Sorry, moving on.
She tells him she will never love Ulrich. She goes on to explain that there's no greater thing for a metamorph than to open yourself, your mind and heart, to someone that means you say, I like the person I am when I'm with him. There is no greater pleasure, and she wishes that there's no greater pleasure and wish than to bond with a mate at the end of the finish row, like that she has bonded with Picard. Picard's like, wait, what? What now? Then Data chimes in to say that the lead singer from Simply Red is waiting in the holodeck. But Picard's like, not now, Data. Picard would like to ask her to stay, but because of Picard's traits, she now, more than ever, knows the meaning of the word duty and will not allow the fighting to continue. She still has her empathic abilities, so she's going to fake it. She only hopes that he has a love for Shakespeare.
Her faking needs to involve her either with a strap-on or getting some major surgery.
Yeah.
Just saying. That's not going to help with that.
So, yeah.
Well, given away, they'd probably be okay with an open marriage or pursuing your own things once they kept up a front, for political reasons.
It's just a gift, so it's not like they are married. No, they did say mate.
Yeah.
Stuplum says he's pick hard.
Oh my.
This is the naughty episode.
Although that's a dress that covers his crotchal area, so he'd probably be pretty all right with that.
He looks really happy.
As long as he's wearing sports underwear, nothing too loose, so he'd be okay. Nobody's gonna see him.
There's nothing going on down there at the moment. It's all kind of shriveled up and died, I think. With what's going on in front of him right now. Yeah. Yep. So in the holodeck, Picard presents Kamala to Ulrich, and she tells him that she is for him, and they kiss, and a little bit of Picard dies inside. There's a picture of them kissing.
Yeah. Oh God! Why did you have to put that?
I just put it up there just for shits and giggles.
If you don't put a Data picture up there real quick, I am no longer a host.
There you go. Here's a picture of the D.
God.
Here's a D pic.
Oh, I can give you some dancing data. Hold on.
I imagine they went from that scene of them kissing to this scene, and I imagine that being Ulrich's ship, and just hearing Picard go, "Fire all phasers." But it's not. It's Briam's ship. Who has recovered, and he is leaving. He thanks Picard for all his help and questions how Picard did it. Briam describes how he was chosen for the job because he's an old fossil. That being said, even he has moments where the pheromones stir him into at least a semi. How did Picard resist? Picard doesn't answer and just wishes him a safe trip. We leave Picard deep in thoughts as the ships go their separate way. And that's the end of the episode.
So that last scene with Crusher and the breakfast, there were a few continuity errors. Like she was sat forward with no teacup, and then you see it from the other angle, she's laying back with a teacup. So yeah, a few continuity errors there. And also the "I am for you, Ulrich Volt." I know you're more of an original series nut than me, Monty, but apparently it mirrors Lucira's statement from that which survives, but in the latter case, she was delivering it prior to an attack, not a marriage.
Yeah.
And there's another sort of parallel with the original series, Elan of Troyes, which is a beautiful woman supposed to marry somebody else in order to bring peace to two planets, and Captain Kirk falls in love with her, but their sense of duty prevent them from being together.
That's true, yeah. And she was also very beautiful.
Yeah, I'm rewatching the original series at the moment. I'm not sure I ever watched it end to end all the way through before, and God, the plots are awful repetitive. And every episode is 52 minutes. It just takes for fucking
really
ever
long
to get to the point. Like, they really could just cut 8 minutes out with a few short cuts and just make it a lot more watchable. I'm sorry, I'm gonna offend a lot of people who didn't want to hear, but it's
which series?
The original series.
Are you Philistine? You're an absolute.
It just goes on and on and on. It's just like, and I'm not only.
It's because you're
a
child.
It has some really great concepts, but it just people had a lot more patience in the 60s. It was cut so slow.
Yeah.
I do find when I'm watching TNG, even if the storyline is great, I end up like nodding off, and I have to wake up and take it in bits. I can't sit through it straight.
Yeah, because
they're great episodes. Yeah.
So we already said earlier that Troy was not 45. In this episode.
Sorry.
We already said earlier that Troy is not in this episode,
Correct.
But there's another thing, is that they had a possible alternate ending for this episode as well, which had Picard imagining or dreaming that he, what was it? Sorry, it's on my other page. Had Picard intervening during the ceremony to stop the wedding, but it was only a dream.
And guess what?
Okay.
I found that deleted scene, and I'm going to play it for you now. Here it is.
Julio's.
This is the alternate ending.
Hopefully
for that
you
scene.
hear it.
Hopefully. Oh, hang on.
No.
Well, that's because it's actually muted. Oh.
That might be a reason.
I'm sorry. This cannot proceed.
Still can't hear it.
What did you say?
Oh, it's okay. We get the gist.
Kamala will remain.
Why can't you hear it? I don't understand. You should be able to hear it. That's so strange.
Well, we know the context, so you just play it. It's fine with it.
Okay. Right. Well, yeah. Apologies for everyone, but hopefully you can hear it at home. Let me know in chat.
I'm sorry. This cannot proceed.
What did you say?
That's so strange.
Kamala will remain on board the Enterprise. With me.
Right, well,
with you?
Yeah, apologies for everyone, but... Sorry, somebody's playing the stream back. Can you not do that? Couldn't hear the...
The trade agreements will be satisfactory. You said yourself this was your priority.
He's a bit to go full Rambo there.
She is mine. Let us begin the real work today. It will establish a long and just peace.
Very well. Let us begin.
So yeah, basically Picard had a daydream that he'd step in and claim her as his own.
Yeah, I don't know why they cut that. That was a nice scene.
Well, I think because to be honest, we can see in his face what he's thinking. You know, they don't need to overtly show that. We know that's we know that's what's going on in his brain, and I think it just labours the point by showing it. Really.
Oh, fair point.
Let me know.
If he actually did that, then it would like change his character a little bit. Like he gave in to this chemical desire and he's weak for it, and he actually steps in a diplomatic level and takes someone's wife. And then what? Is she going to be on the ship for the rest of the time? Or is
Well, yeah, I mean, the cutscene was only a daydream, but they could have left it in as a daydream. But it's not really on brand to be showing what people are dreaming and daydreaming and that sort of thing either.
No, they don't
It's
really
not like
do
they've
that,
really
do
done
they?
that before.
Yeah. But I quite like to see the deleted scene, though, because I think, at the time when I first watched this episode, at the end of this episode, I was like,
why don't you step in?
Dude,
But
why
seeing that at least
he
he's
doesn't
thinking it.
even care. Like, just tell him you're going to get an even better trade agreement, and bosh, take her for yourself. Off you go. Everybody's happy. And like they've shown it there as a deleted scene, it's like, yes, that's what should have happened.
It's like that bit at the end of Dumb and Dumber where he like takes a gun out of a suitcase and like shoots the husband of Mary Swanson. If you know what I'm referring to, and then he goes, "Oh yeah, sorry, pleasure to meet you."
Yeah,
yeah, I get it, but it's some for great comedic value.
Yeah.
But final round of questions. In the IO9 list of 100 best episodes of TNG, where did this episode feature? So 1 to 100, where did this episode feature?
Oh, fudging hell!
I would ask you to think about why I might have asked this question.
Oh, I know.
So get in my there we go. Well done.
What? Hold on.
There you go. I'm just guessing. Oh, you see, they went for that. All right.
They went dirty, yeah.
They went dirty. I went Sean.
Yeah.
I'm catching up, baby. I'm catching.
It's more highly rated than that.
I think we're gonna have to give you the points for that, but I'm gonna call it there because you're exactly right. It was 47th. Yes, it happened to be 47th out of 100.
Wow, there you go.
I just read that and I said I have to make a question out of it because it's too good a fact not to include it.
I've got one little last goof.
Oh, we have Ruth. Ruth is kind of 47.
Ruth is jumped in.
We're gonna have to split the wheel. Okay.
No, that wasn't a bonus question, was it? That was an actual question, wasn't it?
No, it was an actual question. So, sorry,
yeah,
you're right. It was an actual
We
question.
both Ruth and I can get points for that one.
You're right. I have one more, but go on.
I have a final goof. So at the end of the episode, we see the ship flying away. The two ships part ways, Briam's ship and the Enterprise. The goof is that whilst it's the same core model, in this episode that this was originally shown in, the model was presented like this with wings top and bottom. And then when it flies away, they use a shot of the model, but when it's under another, it's been modified for a different episode, and it has like X-wing like wings. So they've reused two shots of the same model, but at different stages of its use.
You don't think like those things they can just sort of do this like an X-wing does?
Maybe those grow out because it's got like two side stub wings and then a top and bottom massive wings. Maybe these grow out and move down and these rotate around. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it could be something going to warp and generate.
Oh no, it's still got the stub wings, isn't it?
The body.
Maybe they fold in half. Maybe that's what it is. But yeah, that's what happened. They didn't realise.
Okay, and I have your bonus question, and you may have said this earlier. So the other Ferengi who wasn't Rom appeared in Star Trek VI as a crewman who was told by Chekhov, if the shoe fits, wear it. What was that that character's name, or that crewman's name?
I lose my spot. Dave's at least got an answer for us. Come on, Dave.
Yeah.
Of course, the poor guy didn't wear shoes at all.
He didn't.
He had he had hands for feet, basically. He was like a monkey.
Yeah. Crewman Dax.
So one funny thing is Kamala, the word Kamala is her name. In Sanskrit, it means lotus, which can be a praise name for deities having attributes of beauty, purity, and cleanliness, which sounds about right for how her character is. However, Kamala in Finnish apparently means something along the lines of dreadful, ghastly, or ugly.
Oh,
So yeah, depending on what language, it's either fitting for her character or not.
right. Wow.
It always sounds like koala to me when I hear it, but not a useful fact.
So we got
Kamala
Dave.
says, "Nice wine, Kamala wine." Yeah, true.
Dave, Monty, Maz, Tammy. There's no Tabbykins. Where's Tabby's answer?
What do you mean?
You haven't answered the bonus question.
Crewman Dax.
Because I didn't know the answer,
Didn't
even though
know.
everyone wrote it in.
Oh, you're doing an
He's
honesty
not a
call. Fair enough.
copycat.
Miss. Mr. Tabby.
I love it.
You're
I love
all-
how for
Andrew.
Well,
Pretty
I'm not
much
going to
every-
guess because that's what everyone wrote. I want to
And
guess because I'm
Stupid.
guessing a name.
Guess her name. Say back.
Ruth, put in Dax. You go. Put in Dax, Ruth.
Hold on, I'm putting mine in.
Go on, Tabby.
all right.
Wookie says Henson Itchy Bob.
Henson Itchy Bob.
Andrew says Dax washing up powder. That's Daz.
Ruth. There you go.
I'll accept Wookie's answer, but he's where if he happens to win the wheel, he gets 1,000 points, so he wins.
John
Haven't-
Jacob
have you-
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too. Whenever I go out, the people always shout, "There goes John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt." Da, 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 da.
Yeah,
No?
we didn't have that now.
That's like Simpsons or I
Okay.
don't know what that's from.
Iceland had it. How do you guys not have it?
I don't know.
It's a little bit American. Anyway, it's fine.
We didn't have the Reading Rainbow either, so you know.
Ruth says she's on the
Yeah.
wheel twice. That's true.
Oh.
You are on the wheel twice.
How are you?
And we had no night court either.
No, never had night
Dave's
court.
saying he answered first. That is true. You did answer first.
You did.
UK. Never thought
Well,
I'd
it's-
say. Guys,
do you
I'll
wanna be
back
at the
it.
Everything
top,
crossed
do you,
for
Dave?
Dave.
Right, I'm going to take you out of that position there, and you're going to go to the top. There we go.
Not that it matters, but you're at the top now, top
Right.
of the pops.
If Mr. Tabbykins gets it, you're going to be salty. Oh, it's going to be Stu Plum.
Duplum for the win.
Well done, Stu Plum. Congratulations. There we go. That is it. We're done. I think that's all the goofs, all the trivias, all the acts. We're just down to score time. So please feel free to start entering in your scores out of 10, what you would give this episode as we go into sort of general discussion mode and get those scores on the doors. Who's done what with the quiz? Mazza and Bob.
What, you ready for them already, are you?
Well, you don't have to. We can
Still
start chat.
calculating.
Oh, wait.
How many have we got? Right, so oh gosh. Okay, so top of the pops is Monty Bam with 10 points.
Am I?
Yeah, because
That was
you're the
last,
only one
the
that
whole
got that
episode.
last question right. And they go up each time, like 20, 46. So that last question was 120 points.
Well, I am shocked. I mean, it's not going to make any difference to me because I missed half the season. So, but it's nice. It's nice to have gotten a win in.
But
That's good.
But
news.
I'll just repeat my mantra. If you don't know the answer and the answer is a number, always answer 47 every time.
Yeah. And second
And then
place.
second place is, so you had 290 points. Second place is Andrew with 220 points. So he gets 9 on the leaderboard.
9 on the leaderboard for Andrew as well.
Woo!
And
That's
then
gonna put him up.
in third place with 210 points are 3 people,
Right.
Tavikins, Stuplum, and Dave.
Right.
So they get the numbers 8, 7, and 6 spread between them, which is 7 points apiece.
7. So that's
Yeah,
that.
7 for Dave, 2, and Tavi.
And 159. And Dave, who was that 7? Did you say?
Yeah.
That's 16. Right. Okay.
And then next with 200 points is, me. So I get 6 points
6
on the
points for
scoreboard.
you.
And then 2 more people to go. Next is Good John, Mr. T, with 180 points. So that gives him 5 on the scoreboard. And then finally is Ruth, who joined us late but still got 120 points with 4 points on the scoreboard.
4 points. It's still ultra close at the top. I mean, there's 10 points cover the top. The top 4.
If I got that wrong.
Yeah. That's
Did I?
basically nothing. Yeah.
Oh, no. 876 543. Yeah, oh, no. Yeah, that was right.
We got that
was
right, didn't we? Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Cool.
Let me just make sure.
So what are people putting in? We got a 5 out of 10. We got a 7.5. We got a 6 out of 10. Okay, any more in chat? Stuplum, Ruth, got your marks out of 10. Get them in chat.
I'm not hearing high scores. 8
from Stuplum.
Oh, 8. That's good. Yeah. Oh, I'm just getting my. Oh no, what should I go for? Oh, 42. Life, the universe, and everything. Yes. But what is the question? What is the ultimate question? That's the question. If the
Alan
answer's
Rickman.
42. Alan Rickman's the question.
Yeah. But so if you've missed out on a few episodes, the writers of Star Trek, from TNG onwards, include the number 47 anywhere they can sneak it in. So if there's a numerical question, 47 is probably the answer.
It's because it's the God number, right? It's the God number, is it? They call that.
No, it's someone did this kind of joke mathematical proof. It doesn't quite work, but they kind of fudge the numbers on purpose to say that it pops up more than it should statistically in, when they're doing, models of mathematical things.
Right.
And people took this to the extreme of deliberately inserting it in places where it doesn't belong to make it appear to be less than random chance common. So yeah, it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing.
How old are you, Montyman?
There's no need to talk about that.
And you 47?
Maybe.
Ruth says, how old will I be on my next birthday? 47. So she's going to be 47. 47's got to be your best. Oh, it's not 47. Oh.
But say it's no way Ruth.
Yeah, 47's got to be your best year, right? If you're a Trekkie.
Ruth's, 47's a great year. Let's face it. It's vintage. It's vintage. If you're 47 this year, it means you're born in 1975, which is just a classic year.
Yeah, Star Wars. Star Wars came out in 77. You were there for it.
I was 2, but yeah, I was there.
I mean, by the time you're an adult, the whole yuppie culture took over and the economy took off.
Night, Andrew. Did you
Good
leave
night,
your
Andrew
rating?
Majram,
Dave says he
rating?
passed 47 15 months ago.
Years, he says.
15 years ago.
47 15 years ago. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I misread that.
63.
We did. You did. He did. Okay.
You're still 47 to us, Dave. Still 47 to us. Okay, so scores.
We
Here
scoring.
go. Score time.
Scores
3,
on the board.
2, 1, go. I'm biased.
5, 6, 7, 9.
That rounds us out as a 7, doesn't it?
9. Oh, why is that not working? What was it? 9? Was it 7 from you, Maz? Was it?
7 from me.
And Tavi was a
5.
5, and 6 from Sean. And the audience average?
6.6. That'd be a 7.
7. Yeah.
6.8.
Which puts it sort of average for the season.
Yeah.
It's kind of in the middle. I've kind of inflated it a little bit with my 9, maybe.
I know.
Yeah, just because you have a thing for Famke Janssen. Yeah.
It is. I personally just put it down just for that, really. A bit like Tavi puts it down for a Data episode. It's got Famke
Don't
in
you
it,
dare!
so- Oh,
She is not my Data.
Oh, for me.
It was very low on the Mr. BS, the D-man. He just wasn't there this episode.
We
He had
ain't
about
heard
3
about
minutes.
him. We ain't heard about him.
He had a comedy element to it with him taking Kamala around, and he had some really great facial expressions when she started
He's only in him
growling
for a
at
minute.
Worf, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And then he looks at Worf with like almost shocked expression on his face, like he's worried, like what's Worf going to do to that? And quickly hurries her out of 10 forward. It's quite funny.
Yeah, he was only in it for a couple of minutes. I think this episode was one of the ones where they deliberately wrote it in such a way to have a lot of characters not in it so they could all take holidays. It was just one of those. Very deliberate. You barely see a lot of characters, and as I said, Marina's not in it at all. So they just wrote it to give everyone a break, I think.
I don't think
I mean,
that's the
think about-
case necessarily. I think it
Well,
was
they
in
used to work-
development for quite some time. It wasn't just like an episode that was a filler.
Yeah, well, kind of was. Well, not quite a bottle show, but very close to it.
But every episode's
Yeah.
pretty much a bottle show. They're just
Yeah,
all
that's true.
in the studio. I mean, it's just that's the nature of the show, isn't it?
Stuplum says highest scores like father, like son. So you and Stuplum.
Yeah,
both.
well, it had
I really liked it. I mean, I thought it had some really good Picard. You know, it had some good nuance, some funny moments. It's a bottle show, but I think it was a good one. Great, not extra, but a great featured guest star. Yeah, I quite enjoyed it.
I think she's super charming though, in the way she's like overtly sexual when she's with Riker, because of Riker's the way he is, and she just grabs him and kisses him because she's feeding off Riker's energy, And then when she's in the bar and she's like, "All right, lads, get the beers in," type thing, And then when she's with Picard, she's like, intelligent and articulate, and I just think it's really nicely done, and the way she portrays those characters is very endearing. But that's why I gave it a bigger score. I like her, so yeah. Sorry, Smiler.
So it passed the test of time.
Yeah. I wore that VHS video out.
No.
It's not the only thing you wore out.
Yeah. Yeah, there was just certain videos like the Yesterday's Enterprise, and wore that one out. Yes. Anyway, what's up next? That's what I want to know.
Imaginary friend.
Ooh, imaginary friend. Give us the synopsis then. What's imaginary friend?
As the Enterprise
Powerful,
explores-
potentially dangerous life form intent on scouting out the Enterprise steps into the role of a girl's imaginary friend. And we mentioned Third Rock from the Sun earlier. You know Tommy, when he gets that girlfriend, the blonde-haired one who bosses him around.
Yeah.
It's just the same actress as in there.
And we talked about big giant heads earlier on.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, that you don't have Third Rock from the Sun on your bingo.
No,
To be fair, we don't usually mention it, so I'm glad it's not.
No, fair enough. Yeah, there's actually not a lot of sci-fi in Third Rock from the Sun, so I can't blame you for that.
No. Well, so yes, there we go. I don't know. Yeah. So unless Wookiee wants us to carry on.
Wookie says, "I wish I was Monty's imaginary friend." Oh,
you kind of are my imaginary friend, to be honest, Wookie. Yeah.
In a very twisted way, it would be crazy if this was like you and somewhere in an insane asylum, and this entire show and everything around it is a fabrication of your loosened mind.
I wonder sometimes. I kind of wonder. Yeah.
Dave was asking earlier if we were doing 2 episodes tonight. We're not, but in about 5 weeks' time, we've got Time Arrow 1 and 2, so that'll be good.
Yeah,
and we've got other than maybe Imaginary Friend, which is okay, but not amazing. The next sort of 4 episodes after that are pretty darn good. We've got things like Next Phase, Inner Light, Iborg. Yeah, so there's some real stonkers coming up.
Yeah. Stu Plum's off to Pirate Weekend in Plymouth this weekend. It's Pirate Weekend. So you go down to Barbican and there's a pirate ship and lots of little pirates walking around.
I forgot. I remember last year I took my Ukrainian guests there and they were like, "Oh, this is fun." And they had their pirate hats on. They're having a good old time. They'd only been here for a few weeks at that point. So yeah, bless.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just wonder how you must struggle to do the pirate accents, you know. It must be very difficult for you.
Yeah.
Tommy Kins is a rogue neuron. Trying to bring me back on track.
Yeah, because it's okay. The West of England accent sounds like the whole Somerset and up Plymouth and all that area sounds nothing like pirates at all.
No.
Especially when I drink me rum.
Arr.
Yum, yum, yum.
We do like our R's. That's true. R's. Yeah.
Apparently there was one actor way back when, and he starred in a few pirate films, and he became the default for the pirate accent. And you're stuck with it now. Tough.
He literally came to the conclusion that pirates pretty much came from the southwest of England, so they would sound like someone from the southwest of England, and that's the way he portrayed it in the 90s when talkies took over from silent movies and with Errol Flynn and people like that, and it became the generic pirate accent.
Yeah, but basically it started with one actor who did that accent.
Yeah.
Although David Prowse is from out near enough your way, isn't he?
Bristol,
yeah. And he was under the impression until he saw Star Wars, they didn't realize he was going to be overdubbed.
Yeah.
So he thought they'd walk in and they go, "It's okay, Luke. You are my father," you know, or whatever it was. He thought they were just going to let him have his Bristol accent, and that would be the voice of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
I wonder if I could find a clip of that.
"You are be thy father," or whatever. Yeah, Hot Fuzz or whatever. You just thought. If you've not seen Hot Fuzz, Tavi, you should watch it.
What goes into making?
Oh, no, don't.
I don't know if I've seen it. Hot Fuzz.
Like Simon Pegg.
Finding the.
No, can't.
It's this London copper goes down to this little West Country village, and shenanigans happen after that. But the accents are almost unintelligible at places.
Okay.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, you love that movie. Mr. Tommykins loves it.
Well, there's one point where one guy says something, he has to ask the local cop, and because he has to change it from English to English because the accent is so thick he can't understand.
Stu Plum's just put in chat, "I'm okay, me handsome," but it goes, "I'm okay, me handsome."
Yeah.
Oh, we also say "me lover" or "eat me lover." We say that a lot. People are like, "Why is that stranger calling me their lover?" But that's just what we say in Plymouth. "Right, me lover."
And of course, Pirates of Penzance didn't happen either. Help either. Are you familiar with Gilbert and Sullivan? I haven't had a chance to familiar myself with the crew yet.
You nearly there, Monty.
Yeah, it's just this is hopefully you'll be able to hear this. This is Darth Vader's lines by Dave Prowse.
Commander Lozad. This ship carries the crest of Alderaan. Was there any of the royal family on board? Who were you carrying?
obviously it's it's not a end product. It's one of the sort of backstage clips.
Where is the data you intercepted? What have you done with those information tapes?
We intercepted no information. This is a consular ship. Didn't you see the markings?
What have you done with those tapes? It's quite funny, isn't it?
Yeah. Where is the princess?
Yeah.
Who are?
Where is that princess? I think he does a pretty good
Dennis,
job
what
of
do you
it.
call
The
that
rebellion
stick
has a
they
combine
use-
harvester, and I want the key.
What do you call that stick they use in snooker? A snooker cue.
A cue?
What does anyone else call it? She says a cue. A cue. What are we supposed to call it? Isn't that what everybody calls it?
Cue? I think that it's a
Snooker
cue.
cue.
Yeah, what else would you call it?
I don't know.
A cue?
Bingo.
You don't,
don't
call,
call
it
it
a
a bat.
No.
I've never heard anybody call it a bat.
No. Pass me the bat.
I mean, I would sometimes say pass me the stick, but that's normally if I'm just trying to be cute.
Oh, I've not heard that one, Ruth, but
No. Maybe people do say that in some circles, but not my circles.
no. No.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, even on the stag do, there were some Janners with us, weren't there? And nobody called it a bat.
They use pool bats. Wow. Well, that's a new
Wow,
one.
that's
That's
definitely a
on
new
me.
one.
Yeah. We do like to pluralize things, so
I'm going to Asda's.
I'm going to Asda's. Add an R onto the end of it and pluralize it. So instead of Asda, it's Asda's. I'm going to Tesco's. Yeah, Marjons. Yeah, instead of Marjon. We love a good pluralization. It's our thing.
Cool. Should we call it a night?
Let's call it a night then. So we'll join you next Wednesday at 8 o'clock for the name of the episode's gone back out of my head.
Imaginary Friend.
Imaginary Friend. Yes, thank you to I'll tell you what, Tavikins,
So many people.
do you want to go through all the people in live chat and thank them?
Oh, yes.
Go on.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Stu. Stu! Wookie. Smiley Rainbow. Thank you. Mickey. Did I say Mickey?
Rocky.
Yeah. And, oh my goodness, Andrew and Flossie in the background. Who else?
Dave.
Dave, yeah.
G-Star.
G-Star, yeah, he showed up too.
Mr.
Madness.
Daly. I mean, you can say that directly to him, I guess. Sorry, I was just going off the scoreboard. That's everybody then, except for us four.
Oh, don't forget to plug Facebook page.
Oh, yes. The TNG Real Fan page.
TNG Real
that's
Fan
what it
page. Let me get.
And also,
the
we
link.
said we would plug G-Star's. Oh gosh, what's his channel name again? I've forgotten off the top of my head. I'll find out. But he did a really good trip to Yorkshire, and he's released some footage of some of the stuff that he got up to, some hijinks. It's really well done, well edited, like nice piece of work. Just checking. The Underground the Underground Paradox. So if you haven't subscribed to G-Star's channel, it's the Underground Paradox. And unexplained activity in the forest.
Don't know if
Very
that worked,
exciting.
but there's
Some really great footage.
there's the link to the group Facebook page. So feel free to use that one to get to Facebook.
Beautiful.
Log yourself into the Real TNG group, and now I've got to find a link to. Yeah, you've already talked about G's website page.
Yeah.
haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah, the Underground Paradox. Take
The
a
Underground
look.
Paradox.
And also he's
that's it.
releasing another story time, which is on this channel, The Vault.
On this channel tomorrow. Yes. Yeah, and we're over 450 subscribers. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Yeah.
That's kind of a lot in the last month, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've a Monty Does on next week, I assume.
Do we?
Last.
Is the last Friday?
Is it normally?
Oh yeah, it must be next.
That'll be next week, 26th.
Next week. Yeah. 26th. Yeah. Yes. And the Monty Zone next week is no particular topic. We're just hanging out and chatting. So anybody wants to grab a beer, potentially come on the live stream. It'll be an open invite. We're just coming on, hanging out and chatting about the paranormal. So feel free to come join us next Friday for a general chill out.
So
and I was
Friday
thinking we could do open mic for the Times Arrow double parter as well, if anybody wants to come on.
Yeah.
It'll probably make it a mammothly long show, but yeah, it'll be fun to have a bit of an end of season party.
I'm up for that. Yeah. Because
Yeah,
it's
I
not for
suppose it is
another
end
4
of
or
season
5 weeks, isn't it? But yeah.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 weeks time.
Yeah, and it's a good episode, and there's lots to talk about, and it's the sets, and yeah, you can see Cisco's restaurant and all sorts of things in the background.
Very cool. All right, well, cheers everyone. We will see you next Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers.
All right, folks.
Bye.
Good evening.